Zach, after going through the film and watching some of the things that didn't work early for the offense, what were your takeaways?
I mean, kind of really what I felt after the game, just needed to execute. I got to come out and make some better throws. And we just got to establish something. We don't really got to score on the first drive. Of course we'd love to, but we just need to hold on to the ball and just get a couple first downs and just get the ball rolling. Coaches brought to our attention that, we've had, I think, 7 plays in the first quarter, 6, 7 plays in the first quarter in the last like 4 games, and that's what it's felt like. Feels like we're sitting on the sideline for a long time, and it's hard to get in any sort of rhythm, when we're doing that. So we got to take advantage of our opportunity and be able to, establish something on the field. And in the second half, I feel like it's, worked out for us a little bit just because we've been able to get in that rhythm and have some confidence. Even Tennessee, we had 6, 7 plays in the first quarter as well, but luckily going in at half, it was 9-7. We had a good opportunity to be able to take the lead in the second half. And so we were able to do that. And so really we got to go back and, just figure out what we can do to get us started or earlier this next New England game, and how we can just come out, firing from the beginning.
Zach,
Why do you think you guys have, why do you think you've struggled a little bit, Zach, with some of the quote unquote easy throws, the cliche ones that seem to be there that you're not hitting?
Yeah, I would just say overthinking them. I would just say, to an extent, aiming the throw rather than just throwing it, like I've always done my whole life, just reacting to what a defense is giving me and just throwing it, rather than putting too much thought into it. I've, obviously got a lot I'm learning every single week, and I'm always putting my mind on new things I need to learn. And with that sometimes comes, being a little bit robotic. And I think sometimes that's how those throws come out, is I'm aiming them. I got to just throw it and rip it, kind of how I do in the second half. When we have some of those big plays down the field, I'm just reacting and throwing it to where I feel like my receiver's at and how they're coming out of things, rather than just trying to put it to a spot.
Zach, how much does footwork come into play here with those short passes, and how much work do you do with your footwork in the fundamentals? Do you still spend a lot of time with that, and who helps
100%. Yeah, a lot of people are always, having, comments on how my footwork should be different or should be one way or the other. And the hard thing is, I don't think people realize how much time and effort we put into the footwork. Whether it's Coach LaFleur and talking about the fundamentals of the play and how my feet need to take me through my progressions, and then always Coach Kavanaugh and Coach Calabrese, walking us through it. And every single day in practice, every drill that we do is all dedicated to footwork and timing and how I can get those balls out. And so, I would say maybe a few are a reason why maybe I'm inaccurate on some, short things, but for the most part, it's the mindset of me just being able to throw the ball and not aiming where I'm throwing that ball, and just playing confidently and just being able to rip it and understand that it's there, just like we have been, and just getting into that flow and understanding that we're a good offense and can do a lot of good things. And, we spend a lot of time on the footwork, so I wouldn't say it's that.
Zach, obviously, there's been some time where you have missed some short throws, but overall, statistically, you've had success there. But in the intermediate game, there's been some issues there, statistically and based on the film. So from your perspective, what have been the issues that's led to some of those intermediate 10 to 19-yard throws?
Yeah, just lack of execution. I think, me just not being on the same page as my receivers at times. I just think as time keeps going by and we just keep working together, I'm going to do a better job of getting them the ball, being accurate, getting a feel for how they do certain things. And I think as time just goes on, we're going to keep getting better at that kind of stuff, and every single week, we watch this film, I think it's very promising. And I think you can just tell, how close it is to being a good football team that can win some really good games. And so, I think with that just comes time and understand the process and just being able to keep getting better and learning.
Zach, how do you balance, obviously you don't like the results so far, but how do you balance the expectation and all these questions about, that we're asking you and everybody asks you what went wrong with the short passes and all that kind of stuff, with the fact that you are 5 games into your NFL career? And who helps you keep perspective on that? And do you keep perspective on that and not get down and whatnot, if that makes any sense? Sorry for the ramble.
Yeah. No, I believe I keep perspective on that. I understand that every single week is just a stepping stone for where we're trying to get. And I just need to keep learning and take some of the the plays that I'm not happy with, or situations in games, with the right mindset, and being able to just, keep learning from those, and getting better each and every week. And, the coaches do a good job of keeping us like that. And same with the players as well. We all have each other's back, and, we're all going through the exact same thing right now as well. And so I just got to keep learning and getting better, and just staying confident. I would say is the biggest thing. Is I just got to have confidence in my ability to throw the ball, and making the easy ones easy, and just, how can I just keep learning every single week?
If I could just quickly follow up on that, are there people on the outside of the building you speak to? I know you speak to Steve Young a bit, and he's been of help to you. I wonder how much help he has been to help that perspective a little bit, because he's been through it as well.
Yeah, me and Steve talk a little bit. I talked to John Beck as well, and of course my parents. I have great support. Just family in general. But really, no one really knows what we go through except for the people in this building. And I think that's one of the coolest things. Is people want to give their opinions and insights on what's going on and what we could do better, but they have no idea, what our reads are, progression, footwork, looks, everything that they're giving us. No one understands really what we're going through, besides the people in our room. And so, I think those guys are obviously the ones I got to lean on, and I have full trust in them to, help me out. And, I really appreciate all the work that they put in to help me out.
Yesterday, Zach, we were talking to Solly yesterday, and he mentioned that Josh Allen in his first 5 starts had basically the same numbers as you've had in your first 5. I'm wondering if he ever mentioned stuff like that to you to keep things in perspective, and also what was your takeaway knowing that about the Josh Allen comparison?
Yeah, I mean, here and there, but to an extent, I don't want to feel like I have to make an excuse for myself of why I'm not getting the job done. I understand that, and I understand it's a process and having perspective, but I have also a high expectation for myself and what I feel like my ability, and my ability to make plays and all that kind of different things. So yeah, I mean, of course I understand that. And I understand Josh Allen's, gotten really good with just being able to just keep getting more reps and getting used to this NFL game. And he's, obviously super talented and very confident player. And so I know that time will come for me, and I just need to keep working it and getting better. And of course I need to be patient, but I have high expectations for myself.
Zach, what will you do the rest of this week? Will you stay here? I know you guys are going to get together tomorrow. Will you stay here and work, or are you going to work at home? What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to go home and see my family for a little bit. I think it'll be good to, get away from football for a little bit. Haven't seen them in a while. I'm excited. I'm going to go work with my quarterback coach, John Beck, that I train with. He's obviously super close with our staff as well. So I'm excited to go and, just work on some of the things I feel like I can clean up. I'm going to go, watch the first 5 games of the season, see what things I really want to put an emphasis on, and how can I just clear my mind and, spend a little time with the family, and then be ready to come back and get after it this next week.
When you talk about guys who help you, what has Rob Calabrese done? What has he done for you? What is he doing for you now? What's working with him like?
Yeah, he's awesome. I really enjoy my time with Rob. He absolutely loves the game, and he invests so much time and effort into it. He's always there helping us with the small the things that he's learned, throughout his time. Whenever I'm struggling on a play or a read, or, why does this happen or that, he's always someone to go to, and he's always got great perspective. And, he's definitely a huge plus to have in our quarterback room.
The play action game is a big aspect of this offense. Obviously, when you guys are running, it hasn't worked out as well as you guys would have liked. What have been some of the issues that have caused the play action game not to work so well?
Yeah, I think it's just establishing, more flow in the game. I think we had 50 something plays, and I think it's an issue, right? Our O-line wants to run the ball more. I want to throw the ball more. Everyone wants more. And I think the problem is when you have that little plays, and we're not really establishing a run game, which, we have the talent to do, and those guys were doing it last game, but you can't really see it because we just didn't have enough plays and opportunities to put it together when you're coming from behind. And so play action game is, definitely predicated on when the run game gets going and those guys are doing their job up front like they have been. Then it's easy to be able to come back there and play action pass and hit some big ones down the field, because the defense has to be able to respect that run game.
We'll take a few more for Zach. Is that it?
I got one more. Obviously in training camp, Elijah Moore was really doing his thing. Obviously it hasn't translated the way that he would have and the Jets would have liked. What can you guys do just, get him more involved as this, you guys come off the bye?
Yeah, I don't know if we need to do anything. Elijah Moore he's a baller and his time is coming, just like the rest of us. I wish I could get him the ball more. I know that's part of my job. And I know he is a dominant player and I need to get him the ball more. And so, really, I think it's just buying into the process and understanding it's going to take time. And, he's going to keep his head down and keep doing his thing. He doesn't need to try and, do too much or try and, change anything he's doing because he's a great player and we've obviously seen that. And so I think as time goes on, we're just going to keep getting more comfortable with each other. And, he's obviously someone I'm always looking to get the ball in his hands because he's very dominant.
Zach, you've said on a few occasions that, coming into this, you knew it would be hard, coming into a rebuilding situation. After 5 games, where does it fall on your expectation? Is this what you expected yourself to be after 5 games? Or did you, maybe expect something a little further along? Or where do you, have you met your expectations so far?
I don't know. I didn't have it, specifically pushed anywhere. Obviously, my expectation for myself is to do better than this. My expectation for the team is to have, won every single game, just because I know that we can, and I know that we have the ability to do that. But we also know that this is a process. And just like you said, we're getting better each and every week. So that's not something we can necessarily worry about or get down on ourselves for. And we need to just be able to just keep learning and getting better and really just kind of forgetting about the past and understanding that, what sucks to not, do super well the first 5 games, but, we have a lot to look forward to. I'm very hopeful, watching the film as far as just what we've shown on film and what we know we can do and how close we are to getting it done. And so we need to, just be able to keep going with it.